Hi everyone, Dan here, welcome to another video. Today we're talking about supplements, in particular creatine phosphate. So ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is the energy currency for our bodies. Give us the energy for movement. Now, ATP is usually used up within the first few seconds of exercise, and in order to replenish these ATP stores, we can use something called creatine phosphate stores in our bodies. Now, creatine phosphate stores can then be converted into ATP to provide more energy during short bouts of exercise. So this is usually, it lasts only up to about 10 seconds. Now, by supplementing creatine, usually 3 to 5 grams per day, it's been shown that this increases the creatine phosphate stores in our body, that therefore can then be converted to more ATP for more energy. In theory, this then means that you've got more energy to complete that intense exercise within a number of 10 seconds, up to 10 seconds. So that can be 100-meter sprints or a big movement in weightlifting, something like that. So that's why a lot of athletes and bodybuilders have been supplementing creatine for a number of years, and why the market is so huge. Now, creatine is one of the most heavily researched supplements, and majority of studies have shown that its long-term use and supplementing 3 to 5 grams per day is safe, and majority of studies have shown benefits to it. It can improve performance in short-term exercise, like, as I said, weightlifting, 100-meter sprint, improve performance. It can also lead to increased muscle mass and strength gains. Now, like with any supplements, I would urge you to do your own research before using it. So, should you supplement with creatine? Well, creatine monohydrate, which is the most used and most well-researched version of creatine, as I said, is very cheap, costs about £10 per kilogram, 10 English pounds roughly. Now, most studies have shown it to be effective for short-term exercise, but the thing to note here is that some of the studies have been with a small sample size, like 50 to 100 people, and the majority of the time their studies are focused on athletes, so they're not really considering the impact on the general population. They're looking for minute improvements in performance in already very elite performing athletes. So that's one side note to make there. However, the majority of studies haven't really shown massive number of side effects, and it is considered safe by most international bodies. Now, negatives of supplementing creatine: it can lead to weight loss because creatine binds the water molecules in your muscles, and it will increase water retention within your muscles. So therefore you are going to increase weight. And now most of this is going to be water weight, so I wouldn't worry about it. But if you are focusing on weight loss or fat loss, it may throw you off if you're supplementing creatine and you're worried about the weight gain on the scales. Can creatine cause hair loss? Well, this is a rumour that goes around a lot of the time when looking at whether to supplement with creatine. There's not that much evidence to suggest yes, but there was one small study that I found in 2009 of a teenage rugby players that did 3 weeks of creatine supplementation, and they did find increased levels of a hormone called DHT, dihydrotestosterone, which is associated with hair loss. However, this is again a small sample size of people, and it's one particular study that I found. If you have a family history of hair loss, or you have any concerns about hair loss, then I probably would avoid it. But the evidence is somewhat limited on this, and you just need to weigh up the pros and cons and whether you think it's worth the risk in that sense. Personally, I have used creatine in the past, creatine monohydrate. I'm not using it currently, but that's mainly because I'm limited in the number of weights and how much progressive overload I can apply with my home workouts at the moment, and I'm in a period of fat loss, so I'm in a calorie deficit, trying to lose a bit of weight before we get back in the gyms. I may consider going back on it in future. Like with any supplementation, it's important to note that if your diet is not in point, so if your nutrition is not good, you're not getting enough fruit and veg, enough water, you're also not getting enough sleep, and your training isn't going well, then supplementing creatine on its own isn't going to have a massive impact, and it's not the thing you should be focusing on. I would say if you have your training, your sleep and your nutrition on point, then by all means go ahead and look at supplementing creatine. I do think, in my opinion, the potential benefits of it do outweigh the risk associated with it, but ultimately that is a personal decision and something that you need to make a decision on once you've done your own research as well. So don't worry too much about supplementation. Focus on your nutrition, your fruit and veg, and getting enough protein in your diet first before turning to supplements. If you found the video useful, please drop it a like, drop a comment, let me know how you found it. If there's any other topics you'd like to see, do subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day. See you later, guys. Bye.